You heard a story about the U.S. freezing almost all foreign aid overnight,
Effective immediately.
effective immediately. So pretty much, long story short, the new administration that just came in, froze all foreign aid. Military aid. Aid to different countries like Ukraine, Taiwan, and it's a pretty big deal. And I thought we should just talk about it.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are freaking out because they're being affected by this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just couldn't believe it when I saw the news story. Go ahead and read it, Jay. Just give us a brief
So,
understanding
the
of it.
U.S. State Department has frozen nearly all foreign assistance worldwide effective immediately, days after President Donald Trump issued a sweeping executive order Monday to put a hold on such aid for 90 days.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And so many of these countries really need that aid. We're one of the top humanitarian aids around the world. Actually, I think we're number one. And to stop that humanitarian aid, that could cause widespread destruction. Diseases, famine,
Right.
hunger.
I mean, the food aid alone,
Yeah, food aid
so
alone.
many people are going to go hungry because of this.
Yeah, and also, it's nothing we can really do. I know there are some countries that are excluded from that ban. What are those countries?
It says the cable provides a waiver only for emergency food assistance and for military financing for Israel and Egypt.
I know. Well, Israel's in war right now as we speak.
Right.
They're pretty much always at war. So, and they're one of our biggest allies in the Middle East. So it makes sense why to continue aid to them. But Egypt, that's a head scratcher. I'm not sure what
I'm not sure why
Egypt.
Egypt either.
Hmm. That's strange. But again, we're the top for the humanitarian aid around the world. For us to pull back so suddenly and for 90 days, you know, there may be repercussions behind this.
I know
Um,
that a lot of people are going to be affected from this, a lot of countries, but aside from them being affected as the US, do you think that this was something that was needed?
well, okay. So my opinion, I think it was needed. It gives the president Donald Trump a way to pull back and see what's being paid for. What they call the Department of Government Efficiency. So they're trying to get the best efficiency results. So in order to do that, they have to pull back that humanitarian aid
Right.
because apparently it was what almost $450 million
Right.
that they had to pull back. And yeah, no, that's crazy. That's unheard of. And we're gonna see the repercussions of this, over the next 90 days. But there's an ocean that separates us from most of the countries we're helping. And what the president did, it makes sense. It makes sense for a country like ours since we're so spread out from these other countries that we're helping. And it gives us a chance to reevaluate what we have going out to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may not even need any of this help, but we're still sending those funds and the aid out.
Right.
Like clockwork, like it's nothing. What do you think?
I think it's needed too. I think that, like you said, we're going to see the repercussions of it, but I
Yeah.
think it's necessary for us to see what we're spending money on. But also, we have a lot of problems at home. So I think that
Yeah.
it's important for us to see what we're spending our money on, see where we can put that money to better use in our own country
We
before we
just had
start dishing it out to
wildfires.
everybody else.
We just had
I mean,
wildfires that just burned down,
it's going to take forever
a
to
third
build
of
and
LA.
so much money. So I think that this is the perfect time to do that. I think that
Yeah.
Donald Trump sees that, especially what happened with the wildfires, that it's needed. We need to put
Yeah.
our money in other places at home.
No, definitely. Like I said, with the wildfires, now they're saying that because the wildfires created so much ash and then the rains came in and created so much mud, now there's going to be mudslides that's going to
I
be
saw that.
wiping out a lot of those people that are affected by the fires.
Right.
And just keep in mind that a lot of those fires affected a lot of rich people.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of rich people that saw their investment just go up in flames, literally.
I mean, and
No
a lot
pun
of these
intended.
people didn't even have insurance on their homes anymore either. So
Yeah.
a lot of these homes were paid for in cash,
74,000
multi-million dollar
insurances
homes.
canceled overnight,
Yeah,
just immediately as the fires were happening. That
right.
is insane.
So a lot of these families have to completely just start over. It's so sad. So they're definitely
Yeah.
going to need some help.
Again, a lot of those families were wealthy families. This happened in a wealthy part of LA, right?
Right.
So a lot of wealth just disappeared overnight. So to bring this wealth back into the country to help out those people, for example, Biden gave out $700 or something like that to
Right.
victims. That's not going to help anybody. That won't.
It's not even scratching the
And
surface.
for Donald Trump to pull back a lot of that aid, and hopefully, he gets it put back into this country to get people back on their feet again, that may be the better
Right.
idea.
Hopefully it goes to the right places.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure, I don't doubt that it will.
It makes perfect sense. We need help. We just had the hurricanes over in North Carolina, the floods. Tornado season is coming up. So
Right.
we need a lot of help in this country,
Right.
guys.
I like that Donald Trump did this. Honestly, I feel like, Donald Trump gets a lot of pushback for things that he does, but I think that he makes the hard decisions about what needs to be done, and he doesn't care about what anybody feels about it.
Makes
He's
perfect
gonna
sense.
get it done.